Yo, what's up, everybody? We got another episode of the FD Hangouts. Full squad is here, all four members. Gotcha, Zach, Tosin,
The year's back.
Yo,
Yeah,
Abdul.
nice to be back. Nice to be back,
Yeah,
guys.
after like a year, like gone, he's finally back.
to hear back, man.
Out of
Like,
nowhere.
Yeah.
Hashtag that.
You know, all
So,
these crazy transfers had to force me back, in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get into the craziest one. Tosin, you want to start?
oh man, dude, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, man. Like, Italy is a fucking circus right now. Like,
Yeah.
let's just call it how it is, man. Like, we thought the Donnarumma situation was enough. Like, dog, Bonucci came in with the hold my beer moment. Like,
Oh
that's just what that shit was, man. Like, dude, like. What y'all got to say about this? Seriously,
I'm
like,
just fucking excited about the new season. Like,
So
Serie A- next season, you've got with this move. I think if Milan
caught
can
me
get
out of nowhere.
Belotti, if they can get Belotti or Aubameyang, then we're talking about a three-horse race with Napoli. Because I think Napoli will be serious next season.
yeah, like, dude,
Yeah,
Serie A is gonna peak this season. Seriously, like,
Dude, it is.
I mean,
Yeah,
as
so wait.
surprising of a move as it is, I feel as though Bonucci sort of did that because I read something about in the Champions League final. There was apparently this dressing room bust up at halftime between Allegri and Bonucci.
yeah,
That might have something to do with it, but even despite that, we were all surprised that this move was done within 2-3 days, literally.
actually, though, I heard it's actually been brewing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what I read, shout out to James Horncastle again. Like he always
Yeah, I
come in
follow him.
clutch, but I think he said that his agent Alessandro Lucci, like he had been popping up in Casa Milan like all summer. So Juve fans like thought, okay, he represents Quadrado. He represents Quadrado, so maybe Quadrado to Milan is a possibility. Little did they know that, like, it's Bonucci.
Look,
Like,
assuming that Mbappe stays at Monaco, this will be the signing of the summer. I think there's no doubt.
it is the
No
signing
doubt
of the
about it,
summer.
I
It
mean,
is
at
the
worst,
signing of the summer.
it's second
Dude,
or first. And
y'all was hating on Milan. I saw dudes sneak dissing Milan saying, oh, they signed a bunch of bank average players. Like, they came in with a statement.
But
How,
this
Like,
is
how could you even say that? Like, have you even how could you even claim that those guys?
no. This is a different beast though. Before the signing, before the signing, I said that they signed some good players, but a lot of the players they signed were just risky. I think that's a fact. You can't disagree with
Yeah.
the fact that like
I think we can all agree that the Bonucci signing is the only player they've signed who's actually at an elite level.
like my point was you have a lot of
Yeah,
talent there, you have a lot of potential, but at the end of the day it's risky, right? We've seen a lot of teams buy a shit ton of players and it all goes to shit. Like Inter, like I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, they had a crazy mercato. They spent like 150 million, which was even more than
who did they do that under?
these
Was
market.
that after the Moratti takeover, I think?
Yeah, it was the guys from Thailand when they took over.
Oh, okay.
At the same time, I was talking to a lot of Juventus fans today, and they said that this Bonucci transfer is also a bit risky in terms of maybe he doesn't pan out and Milan's wage structure goes to shit. So
Yeah.
but let's not cut around the main fact. This is the first time Milan have had a world class player since 2012. That's
I
five.
think
It's a long time.
Wow.
I mean,
is it since
Dude,
Ibrahimovic in your view, or
it's the Ibrahimovic Thiago Silva thing. Is that basically it?
I would say
Yeah.
Thiago Silva and,
Yeah,
and
that was-
Ibrahimovic are both world class at Milan, personally.
yeah. I mean, the thing
No,
about
I'm
Bonucci,
trying to think. There had to be at least one.
Nah, I mean,
the only one you could argue is Balotelli when he was at his best. But Balotelli at his best, was he world class?
Carlos Bacca coming from
any stage
Sevilla.
was
nah,
Balotelli?
it's Baca.
Carlos Bacca coming from Sevilla. Like he scored in back-to-back Europa League finals.
He still wasn't world class though.
I don't think
I think he was sort of like a tier below, maybe, perhaps.
Yeah, Baca was
Baca.
a great Liga striker, but never on the same page as like Griezmann or Benzema. But yeah, I mean, this is even if you debate that Baca or Donnarumma or Balotelli even were world class, I mean, this is the first one that's like uh, ba- Leonardo Bonucci is arguably the finest center half in world football.
No,
No,
chill with
no.
But
chill with that.
You know
You
what?
psych.
top three, okay?
But I think
This
we can all
dude's
agree
size.
that
He's
Leonardo
top
Bonucci
five
is
for
at
sure.
least
He's top
sort of in
five.
the top three,
Top
top five.
top five.
Well, okay.
That's
Anyways, I mean, he is easily world class. I
he's
mean,
well. Okay, yeah,
like,
agreed.
I'm coming out for with the top 50 players on Bring Lines. Hint, hint, only two center backs are gonna be there. And guess what? Bonucci is one of them.
I mean, the thing about Bonucci is he takes just wait like a lot of boxes. He gives you first of all, he's gonna be the captain. He gives you a leader. He gives you a winner. He gives you experience. And the thing about Milan is that they were kind of struggling with landing like a top regista, like a player that can sit in front of the back four and kind of start the
That is
attack,
true, yeah.
advance the ball from your uh, first third to like to the middle third to the final third. Now Bonucci, especially when I'm looking at Milan's back six right now. If they play, back six right now. If they play a five at the back with Bonucci in the middle and Romagnoli to his left or to his right and Musacchio, I mean, for me,
That's dirty. That's a
that's
dirty.
better
That's a
than
dirty back three.
and
That's the best back three in Italy.
You've got
That's the best
Donnarumma.
back three in
I was
Italy.
going to,
Bonucci,
I was going to
Musacchio,
get
and
to that point,
Romagnoli.
yeah.
You've got Donnarumma. You've got Conti on the right, who used to play right wing back at Atalanta. So you're putting him in his preferred position now, and then you're putting Ricardo Rodriguez. Same thing. I think Ricardo Rodriguez is actually plays best as a left wing back because he's that kind of left back where he's a bit confused when in transition when he's coming back. He's not great defensively, so you kind of give him more freedom in that role. You look at that back six with Donnarumma, that's just amazing. Like that's the best defense
That has the
in Serie
potential to
A.
really get back in
But
the
you're,
Champions
but
League.
you're
But the
saying it's
question
the
is,
best
will
back
we
three.
really use that for
Is
Milan?
that back three of Musacchio, Romagnoli, and Bonucci for you? Is that better than
Don't say Rugani. Don't say Rugani.
and Rugani and
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
I
that's
knew it.
better. I'll tell you why.
You know what? That's a hard one
it's
because,
a hard question.
No, it is. It is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. First of all, you look at Juve's backline, right? Barzali is my favorite, actually, center is my favorite defender out of the BBC. Like out of the three, he's my favorite. But I think he's finished. That's just life, right? You're finished. And then you look at Bonucci. If you replace him with Rogani, I mean, he's a kid, right? He's not as proven as Romagnoli. He's not as proven as Romagnoli. He's yet to deliver a season like Romagnoli's at Sampdoria like 2 or 3 years ago. And if you replace him with Benatia, again, I think Benatia is finished as well. I mean, the moment I realized Benatia was finished was at the African Cup of Nations, actually. He was by far Morocco's worst player. And then you look at Chiellini. I was just actually in an argument with Tosin on Twitter. I don't rate Chiellini highly. Never did, never will.
And yeah, that's your fault. You know.
Yeah, no, that's and then you've got
this is
Buffon.
a
And Buffon for me, I mean, Buffon is still a solid keeper, but he's not the Buffon of old. So, I mean, Donnarumma, I think if you compare Donnarumma and Buffon, I mean, if you say that they're equal, I don't think that's an overstatement. So yeah, I think Milan's backline is definitely better.
Yeah, and also, I mean, if Musacchio gets injured, which he often does, you play Ricardo Rodriguez there.
yeah.
Yeah, and then you can play.
But the question is,
No.
would
What?
Montella
No.
really entertain the idea of playing a back three? Because I'm not really sure if he's going to go into that system.
You could just play with Romagnoli and
Yeah, you could just play back.
Bonucci, or Bonucci and Musacchio. Like it doesn't matter. Like that, you have three.
Biglia, Kessie, and Kalhanaglu.
But you know, that's actually, I think, don't be surprised if Bonucci struggles in a back four, especially in his first like few months at Milan, because I was just talking to Juve fan actually, and they mentioned this. Like Bonucci has been playing in this system, with the same
Basically since
for
yeah.
6-7
much,
years,
yeah.
right? Since he came out, he's been playing with Chiellini to his left, with Barcelli to his right, with Buffon behind him. So when you switch it out, because it's very different when you play center back in the back three, when you're that central center back, which Bonucci is, it's very different from a back four. Then when you play in a back four, you have to start covering wide areas. When your fullback gets drawn out, now you have to cover for him. You have to get when you're playing in a back three, you don't.
Yeah, but Bonucci, he adapted to that well against Barca in Turin when they won 3-0.
Yeah.
Play,
I think what would be a
played a
bigger
back
concern
four.
than that is the
So
It's different when you play week in and week out, though. You face more. You just face more problems. You face more, especially that you're playing with players that are not. I mean, at the end of the day, Milan won't be as good as you.
hey, I think I trust. I think Bonucci's good enough to play in a back four. Like I don't think that would be like. Yeah, like if you're world class, you could play in a 3 and a 4. Like that, no questions asked. Like,
For me, if I'm, I think
creative enough midfield.
No.
It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be
How are you
creative
going to create? Like you're just going to create with your wing backs. You're going to push.
Yeah, you can create. You can create out wide. That's what most. That's how most.
Then you better get Belotti over Aubameyang.
Oh yeah, you better get a good central option. Obviously, the number 9. That should be the new, like, priority.
It should be the only missing piece for Milan.
Like, but you know what's area? Milan have been so impressive in this window that it's like pretty much a fact that they're gonna get Aubameyang or Belotti. Like you just know that they're gonna land
either one or the other.
Yeah. And then wait, okay, can we actually just go back to Bonucci for a minute? Because Dahir, you mentioned the thing you read about that halftime clash. I don't know. I just think that's really interesting, and like it provides like I don't know, like a new perspective. I'm not sure about the
whole specifics of the. Apparently, that's what led to Bonucci, perhaps leaving Juventus. I think it was the same reason for Dani Alves as well, but
yeah, I remember reading the article, same James Horncastle. He said that he saw this as like a reverse Pirlo situation. And like just reading that, the one thing I thought is like, what's the common factor? Like, when Pirlo went from, Milan to Juve and Juve to Milan, what's the common, like, who's the constant? And it's Allegri. And we got to talk Allegri versus Bonucci. Like this was a big part of the whole. This was like the base of Juve's, like, I don't know, inner clashes, like within the dressing room. Like I just think after the 4-1 win with Palermo, like it was reported that Allegri and Bonucci, they were just going at it. And since then, since that half of the season, Allegri told the board that if you do not drop Bonucci, if I cannot drop Bonucci for the Porto game away in the Champions League, I'm going to resign. Like, what do you guys think about this? Like this whole Allegri, Bonucci.
I mean, that seems to be the main reason why there would be such a shocking transfer like Bonucci to Milan. I think that it's, I mean, I guess, and in the end, Allegri won. I mean, you gotta realize Bonucci was, for quite some time, in my opinion at least, the face of Juventus, and now he's the face of Milan. But throughout Juve's incredible second half, getting so close to the treble, for me, the face of Juventus, not Buffon or Alves or Bonucci, it was Max Allegri. So I think that, Allegri proved his case to the board that he was more important than Bonucci. At the same time, Allegri's future isn't even certain. I mean, he could stay for, maybe 8 years or so, but he could also leave. So it's really difficult.
Yeah. But reading about what happened, I saw it like a few weeks back, actually. Like it was like a week after the final where it came out through people close to Juventus. And first of all, like when you actually look at it, it's not that big of a deal. It always happens in team sports where if it's a big game or if it's even a normal game in the dressing room, you get in, people have opinions. They shout at each other. It's all for the good of the team. But I think what makes it interesting is Bonucci's past, right? His history with Allegri, attitude. Because from what I understand, Bonucci has gotten in a fight with Allegri for the past 3 years, at least like 2 or 3 times. So then when you see that, and you see that even Buffon, I heard Buffon didn't even interfere. And when you see the collapse after that, then...
Wait, Buffon didn't interfere with what?
With what happened. From what I read, that's...
Yeah.
I don't know if you read the same article as I did, but from what I read, Buffon didn't interfere. Allegri's the one that interfered when he let them talk for like a good... Pretty much, from what I understand, they pretty much didn't even get a halftime team talk because the fight was so long. So Allegri didn't even get to pretty much talk tactics. He just cooled everyone down. So when you look at it from that perspective, then Bonucci going is not surprising, right? Because Allegri renewed, and it's obvious that they can't coexist.
Yeah.
They've been getting...
Yeah, but some people would look at this as like from a footballing standpoint. Some people will say, "Oh, this is a poor decision." You know, you just let go of who Zach describes as the best center back in the world. The best center back in the world or your manager. Like
the thing is,
who survives?
Well,
the surprising part
is arguably the best coach in the world too. So I mean, it's tough.
The surprising part isn't Bonucci leaving, it's Bonucci going to Milan. I think if Bonucci went to City, for example, would we be surprised? Not really.
Bonucci, like, what you need to understand is that Bonucci was going to be the face of Juve post Buffon.
Buffon, yeah.
Like he was going to be the face of the club. So
is he the vice captain?
If you're the Juve board, like, who do you pick? Do you pick Bonucci or Allegri? And they pick Bonucci. I think that just shows that in football, the manager is just bigger than the player each time. The manager is.
It's also interesting because look, I mean, Juve lost Vidal in 2015, and Pirlo. They lost Pogba in 2016. They lost.
No, but this is different though. Like, this is a player that was going to be the face.
They lost
the face of
Ceballos this summer, and I feel like if Dybala has an amazing World Cup and leads Argentina to the World Cup, I could definitely see him going for like a record-breaking match to Barca, Real Madrid. I mean, what isn't there a point where you have to be like, you know what, we're gonna draw the line?
Well, they understand that Allegri is the type of manager where you can give him a few tools and then he'll just work it out because he's that advanced tactically, right? Yeah. Bonucci, the bottom line is if you have Bonucci and you don't have Allegri and you hire some random shoemaker like, I don't know, Francesco or that guy from Sassuolo, just some random manager, you're not doing anything in Europe. You're going to get knocked out in the group stages. Because when you look at Juve's squad, it's not bad, but it's not amazing. So you could easily underachieve and get knocked out in the group stages or the round of 16. Allegri is the person that gives you the edge to play against Barca, to play against Real Madrid, to compete. Because the bottom line, you don't have superstars, right? This Juventus team does not really have a superstar.
Are we sure though? When he was bereft of talent with Milan, he lost 4-0 at the Emirates. He lost 3-0 at Camp Nou, at the Camp Nou. Like, this shit is not a game. You can't get rid of Bonucci. Like,
no. First of all, that Milan team is not as good as this Juventus team. And first of all, the only reason that Milan team actually made it a tie against Barca is because of Allegri. Let's not lie to ourselves. That game should have been...
Dude, you can't those second leg chokes, you can't defend that. Like, especially the Emirates one.
But every man has
look, I'm just saying you cannot take, if they also potentially lose Sandro, like, this is gonna be like, I don't know, this is gonna be like,
but they're not gonna lose Sandro though. The idea, from what I understand, is that Bonucci is gone now. He's off the books. His contract was one of the biggest in Serie A, and now they're offering Sandro a huge signing, a huge contract, and they're pretty much 100% sure that he's staying. So if you lose Sandro, then obviously
we don't know, man. Like, it's August 31st is the deadline, but we'll see.
So you would have chosen Bonucci, a 30-year-old center back, over a manager that has already proven that, you know, he can at least enable make you compete with the elite.
No, I'm just saying you got to find a way to make that coexist. I don't know. You got to find a way. Offer him a new contract or something. Seriously, you cannot let go of one of the best center backs in world football to a rival.
Yeah,
It just can't happen.
That's
It can't happen. It can't happen. It just cannot happen.
Well, they signed. What do you guys think of the whole Douglas Costa thing? They finally closed the deal.
Yeah, that's good. What do you think their attacking midfield three would be now?
So they're playing 4-2-3-1. I think Dybala, Higuain, obviously, and then
just the players in front of the pivot, the players in front of the double.
Yeah,
pivot.
you have Costa. I think Costa starts. But does he play on the left or the right? So this is what I think. I think he's gonna sign Bernardeschi, the guy from Fiorentina.
Dude, okay, so imagine Bernardeschi, Costa, and Dybala. They're all left-footed. Like that shit is more left-oriented.
But think about it though. Costa likes playing on the left. Like the thing about Costa, he's not the type of player that's left-footed, and then he likes to play on the right, and he likes to cut inside. No, Costa feels more comfortable on the left, where he just beats his man 1v1 and then crosses. Yeah. That's why people call him brain dead, because he just loves. Okay, I want the ball. I'll beat my man. And I'll just cross. So that fits his playing style. Dybala is. Bernardeschi always loves cutting inside from what I've seen of him. I haven't watched a lot of him, but
he's a central player, actually.
But you have balance there, right? You have a player that likes to cut inside and create, and you have a player that loves to cross. So I don't see a problem there.
Good point.
Yeah.
But I think that it's still the same problem. Look, Real Madrid, Juventus, Madrid kept Bale on the bench for most of the game and didn't even play James Rodriguez. Juve had to sub on Mario Lemina. There's still such a huge gap in quality between Juve and the top clubs, in my opinion. And I just don't think that, Schick, Bernardeschi, Douglas Costa, great players, good signings, but they're not closing the gap. What do you think?
Matic potentially.
I don't understand that. Can you?
It is what it is. That's.
I just don't understand.
You know what Juventus do every summer? They just buy. For example, that Matic signing is Matic a top class midfielder? No, but he's a tool. So they try to get as many profiles as possible, as many tools as possible, and give them to Allegri. And they know with Allegri has enough quality already to win, to dominate domestically, and they have enough confidence in him that given all these tools, he can figure something out in the Champions League against any opposition, right? He can have an answer for every question, pretty much. So Matic is, again, he's just an extra option. Is he an upgrade on Pjanic and Khedira? No, he's probably even worse, but he's just an option there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just think that, it just doesn't make sense to me. Toastin, would you guys rather sign Matic or Matuidi? If you're Juve.
If I'm Juve?
Yeah.
Both are underwhelming.
I know, and both are
neither player is better than Pjanic or Khedira.
Yeah.
You'd have to stick with
they're
that.
just, again, so when you think about it, Matic and Matuidi, why are they signing them? It's just a tool. So Allegri can, when he wants to, he can switch to 4-3-3, for example. Because Juve right now,
Allegri needs to understand that he's got the god in his squad, bro. He's got Sturaro. In these big Champions League away games, just bring on Sturaro, man. Just do it. That's all you need. That's all you need.
He's so trash.
but he's so. But the thing is, I can never forget.
Lemina. Honestly, he's so average.
Yeah, he's such a nothing player. But you know what? He can actually be useful because sometimes you just need that grinta. You know.
Yeah, dude, you just need that dude, man. Like he'll score against your Bayern.
Abdul,
He'll score
you're
against.
starting to sound like Zidane with this Suaro hype.
But he's a nothing player. Don't associate me with him, okay? Like it's just a
All right.
No, but okay, man. Like moving on.
wait, one sec. One last thing about Syria. Mahrez to Roma looks like it could be a possibility.
Really? I doubt it.
That
I
makes
doubt
no
it
sense.
too.
Like, why would you go?
Because Leicester will want 45 to 50 mil M's on Mahrez.
So
I
where's he
actually
gonna
would
go?
go to Arsenal personally.
Arsenal. I think
No,
Arsenal.
but Lamar to Arsenal's look. Did you guys? I think I sent. I retweeted something about what's his name. Gazidis? Is he like the?
It's nonsense. It's nonsense.
He said
Lamar's father wants a guaranteed set number of matches that his son, that Lamar will start in.
You don't think
Some shit
Arsenal?
like that.
You don't think
Some shit
Arsenal
like
can guarantee him?
contract.
You don't think Arsenal can guarantee him minutes? Like it's not like they have Neymar.
Where does he fit though?
Look, man, I think honestly, in my opinion, it's best for Lamar to just stay. Like you're at a better team there, and you got a World Cup coming up. Just get through this one season, and then you can leave. I don't see the need to move quickly. Seriously, to Arsenal. Like,
Yeah. And
Just
on
me.
that note, now that we're switching from Italy, do you guys think Alexis Sanchez will leave this summer?
No.
You don't think so?
nah, it's not even worth talking about, honestly.
Really?
Because,
You don't
at this point, because every day you see, oh, he's closer to City, and nothing materializes. Nothing. Literally nothing. So, I don't know. Yeah.
you think he'll leave on a free then? Because I highly doubt he'll stay at Arsenal.
I think he may go. Who knows? He's just been very quiet right now. Apparently, they offered him the money that he initially demanded. Like I think it was 300 plus thousand a week, and like they met his demands, and he's been stalling. I heard some shit like that. But yeah, let's move on from England and discuss Spain. Barcelona just signed your boy Zach Nelson Semedo. No one else is more well versed in this player, so just talk about dude for a second.
Listen, Zach. Like I need a true opinion on him because Barca fans have been. I mean, Barca fans are already throwing out the Semedo better than Carvajal thing. So,
Oh, look at y'all insecure. Like, if you know Carvajal's better, like you just.
I need a serious. I need your serious opinion on him. Is he there?
Zach.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just talking about
What's
Semedo.
your honest opinion on Semedo? What's his name? Semedo to Barca.
Yeah, Nelson Semedo.
Semedo.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, just the name makes me feel like it's Christmas. Like
Look at this dude.
Nelson Semedo to Barcelona, man. This is why we watch the beautiful game, really, because you can have summers, straight years of misery as a fan, just watching your club just disintegrate, and then just one good signing makes it all worth it. Look, Nelson, for me, you know how much I love Portugal. He's a top 3 right back in the world, in my opinion. I've been yo, you can check my tweets, by the way.
Who you're talking about Semedo?
I'm talking about Semedo. He's the best right back in the world, not named Donny. That includes Alves and Carvalho. Besides Alves and Carvalho, he's the best right back in the world. And, I actually talked to a lot of Benfica fans who say he is the best right back in the world. I won't go that far. I'm not joking. Look,
Hey.
this kid is absolutely insane. It's a perfect fit for so many reasons. first of all, I thought that Bellerin to Barcelona was a done deal, and I hate Bellerin. Terrible player. Just would have been an awful signing. This transfer, it means that Bellerin won't come to Barca, and it means that we're gonna get a much better right back in Nelson Semedo. Really, the best right back we could have gotten. So I'm really psyched about it. We definitely need a lot more work in the transfer market, but Nelson Semedo is an incredible start that I really didn't expect.
Is he better than Carvalho?
Nah, I think that
That's all I need.
I think he could be, but I don't think.
Yeah.
No, Carvalho is the best.
Like that's your one motive in this whole discussion.
Yeah, I don't care about Semedo. I don't care about anything. Just making sure that he's not better than Carvalho.
No, I mean don't get me wrong. He's up there.
No, he's not.
What do you say? What do you say about the critics that, like, you see people say this shit, like, Giroud starts over Lacazette for France, Cedric starts over Semedo for Portugal. Like, what do you say?
Cedric is a great player too, but I mean Nelson is definitely better. I mean, look, I think that it's the same thing. Like, look, Graziano Pele started over Insigne for Italy, right?
Yeah, and Giaccherini and shit. Like, that's.
I mean,
yeah.
to say that, to base your opinion on national team, to base your opinion off the national team, pretty ridiculous in my opinion. With whatever, honestly, because there are a ton of Argentine players that should have been starting for Argentina that were benched by terrible players.
Nothing but facts. So
Semedo he will start.
You guys are talking about my tweet, aren't you?
No, what's your tweet?
What?
Because I tweeted something about how Cedric starts over him, and I thought you guys were talking about it pretty much.
No,
it's just.
Look, honestly, I pretty much never watched him play. So I have no opinion on him other than nothing. I don't know how good he is. I don't know. I have no idea, right? But yeah, I was just trying to piss off some Barca fans on Twitter. That's about it.
And look, I would have definitely taken Cedric at Barca, but Semedo is a much better signing, so I'm really excited.
Okay. Also in Spain, we got the mans, man. Like, this dude is so underrated for Sevilla. Even throughout the whole season, even when Sevilla went through that rough patch of form towards the end of the season, he was still low key balling. Vitolo, he's signed with Atleti.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about that move?
He was their only good performer at Leicester.
Yep, he was.
He'll go to Las Palmas until January, which will be really exciting. To see.
Yeah, that's a good signing, but so is Simeone thinking about playing 4-3-3 now, or do you think Vitolo can play in a 4-4-2?
He can play in a 4-4-2, left of midfield.
Yeah,
and you may. Oh, but that's where I think Koke kind of. Carrasco, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's what I think, though. I think that Simeone is.
It's good to have depth, though. To have a wealth of options.
I think that Vitolo is a much more of a Simeone player than Carrasco. So that's where I think that Carrasco might be a better player than Vitolo. But this could be a good transfer. They definitely still need that elite striker and a Gabi.
To pair with Griezmann.
He's your old school outlet kind of thing, right? The player that is always wide. He always stays wide. He always gives you an option. He always tries to go 1v1, and he always crosses pretty much. But it's he's just fun to watch at the same time because he's so simple. The way he plays is just so simple, but it's still.
Yeah, and he has that. He's really good. Down the wing, he's really good at. He has that stop-start in his dribble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good physically. He can defend. He tracks back pretty well. Yeah, I think it's a good signing, but Atletico need a Gabi replacement. Just like you guys said, they need a Gabi replacement. They're linked to Fabinho. That would be ideal.
What do you guys think? Just fuck it. What do you guys think of Saul Koke in the middle? They're both good. They're both good tactically, but I think the only problem may be height. I don't know.
Saul can't play in a two-man. Like,
Yeah, he can. He played alongside Gabby.
No,
Literally.
he can't though. But look what happened when he played there at the what do you call it? In the Champions League at the Bernabeu. He was non-existent.
Yeah, but what happened when he against Bayern at the Allianz? You know, you can just.
Saul didn't play central. It was Koke and Gabi. Koke played central.
No, Saul played central.
Ever played together? Because
it was.
Wait.
Remember, I'll tell you the substitution. What's his name? Simeone took off. What's his name? I think it was the guy from Argentina. What's his name?
It was Lucas Hernandez.
No. It was the central mid.
No, not Hernandez. Augusto.
Yeah, he took off Augusto for Carrasco, and then he played Carrasco wide.
No, not at the Allianz. Sorry, I meant at the Calderon, man. What the fuck am I saying?
Oh, because at the Allianz, he moved Carrasco.
Allianz, yeah. I meant the Calderon, but
Koke, I think I play Koke in the midfield. I can play Koke centrally in a three-man midfield.
Honestly, just go Koke, Saul. They're both good. Like,
you think they can?
Diego can coach his players tactically. You know, and these players are, you know, they're really good at, you know, adhering to his instructions and shit. So I really think that could work. I really do. You could just have Saul and Koke.
But they still need a CDM because that might not work, right? So
then you have Thiago and Gabi. They'll still be in the squad.
Thiago is retired. He's now part of Simeone's.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's retired, and
he's
so
an assistant coach or some shit like that.
Underrated player, man. Shout out to Thiago, man.
Oh, Thiago 13-14.
So underrated, man.
Thiago 13-14. What a season. Thiago Gabi, that midfield, like.
Yeah. Two Titans.
Won a league, won a league against Barca and Madrid.
Yeah.
Made the Champions League final as well. So.
Exactly. Underrated career besides that too.
So let's move to Germany now.
Aubameyang is forcing.
Thomas Rodriguez.
Wait. You don't want to talk about Ceballos?
Oh yeah,
we did last podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it was kind of a done deal last podcast anyway. So.
Yeah.
So you think that Madrid make any more signings from now on? I don't.
No, because I think Morata stays, and that means no Mbappe. So I think that's it.
Yeah, and but here's the thing. Are Madrid expecting Bale to get a long-term injury again? Because look, they've got a ton of midfielders and a ton of forwards. Are they going to loan anyone out, or are they just expecting Bale?
I'm hearing Kovacic might be loaned out, but I'm praying that doesn't happen. Like,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, because
honestly, he should be the first midfielder off the bench.
Exactly. Yeah,
always.
The player that should be loaned out is what's his name? Ceballos. Like, he just signed. Just loan him out for another year, more experience, more first team football, and then he can come back next year. Kovacic is just proven in big games. He's proven, he's just better. Like he's more.
He's a better player. Yeah.
Yeah, I would maybe loan Ceballos out to, I don't know, Inter. Could work. Well, actually, no. Maybe I would definitely loan Ceballos.
Just let Betis have him for another season. It doesn't matter.
But I just think that if you're going to loan out a player and you want to still maintain, the best strength possible, you don't want to loan out Kovacic, because he can be your Cruz replacement, he can be your Modric replacement, he can even be your Casemiro replacement. So,
yeah.
I mean, Zidane played him as a DM a few times
at Deportivo. That was so unreal.
I mean, I was like, like, it just doesn't make sense. But like, he's not a DM, but he is decent. Like, he's good off the ball. So as long as you're good off the ball, like, you can do a job there, right? Obviously, in a big game.
Yeah, in a small game. So moving on to Germany, James Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Good move.
What do you guys think?
I went to sleep and there was literally like nothing on my timeline about James leaving. When I woke up, there weren't even rumors. It was a deal confirmed.
Honestly, exactly. And like, hold up, man. So how do Bayern be getting these deals done, man? Like, it's ridiculous because they're conditional merchants. Like, that's what they are. Like, they're always buying, they're always attaining players in, like, I don't know, the cheapest ways possible. With fucking Madrid had a stance that he's not going for less than 70 to 80 mil, and they loan him out for 2 years. Bayern did the same with Juve for Kingsley Coman. Like,
Do you realize how crazy the deal is? Like, you're giving them pretty much James. Like, they can try him out for 2 years for what? For 10 million, which is, that's nothing for a player of his quality. And then they can buy him in 2 years for 35 million. I mean, 35 million in today's market is considered peanuts, let alone 2 years from now. Like,
that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. That is outrageous. You cannot tell me that an AC Milan or an Inter Milan or a fucking Everton couldn't afford that. Like, that's ridiculous.
The deal is just shady. Like, it's weird. Like, 35 million 2 years from now is probably gonna be like what? It's probably gonna feel like 5-10 million.
Yeah, I don't understand.
It's ridiculous, man.
Even the full price, 60 million. That's pretty cheap.
It's not 50. I think it's 45 million, not even 50.
It's crazy though. Last podcast, Zach was talking about how Bayern haven't, I guess they haven't, like, oh man, what's the best way I could put this without saying pause? I was about to say, like,
a statement. Yeah, they haven't made.
They haven't made a statement, man, in the market, and I guess this was it. But they achieved it in the cheapest way possible. I just can't understand it.
Yeah,
like,
Bayern
this looked like some clandestine activity, man. Like, something's going on, man. James, a player of James's quality, is not going for 35 mil in this market. No way, man. Yeah.
It's pretty ridiculous. I mean, but also, James would have loved to, reunite with Ancelotti, where he had the best form of his career. But there's definitely something fishy going on. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's for me as a Madrid fan, I'm pissed off because we should have. First of all, I mean, how are you not letting Morata go for 75 million, and you're letting fucking James go for not even 40? That's not even 45 million, because if you think about it, 35 million in 2 years is gonna feel like fuck all, right? So that's pretty much less than 45 million.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I mean, okay, do we need the money? No, but from what I understand, the club wants to, like, pay for the Mbappe thing just using the James and Morata money. But, you can't do that anymore because you sold James for fuck all.
Yeah. It's really ridiculous. I think that it's like the Ousmane transfer last summer. A lot more details will come out.
Yeah, I mean, remember the Xabi Alonso thing when he went to Bayern? They pretty much closed the deal in less than 24 hours, just like this James deal. So that club is weird. Like, that club needs to be investigated.
Agreed. Yeah. So, how do you guys think Bayern are going to line up this summer now? What kind of, I don't know, how many permutations can you see, like, within the fucking 11?
Lined up in the Champions League, pretty much like a 4-4-2, like a 4-4-2, but with no natural wingers, with like Robben as a second striker off Lewandowski, with James in the hole. But I mean, I guess of course you could put Ribery or Mueller, depending on.
I think Mueller. I think Mueller is dreading this move low key. Like,
yeah, no, this is the year Thomas Mueller gets sold to FC Köln for.
Yeah, they'll just dump his ass to Hamburg or something. Like, damn.
No, I mean, I guess Bayern are done in the transfer market. I think they're gonna trust.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's all y'all need. That's all they needed, I guess.
They're gonna probably play Kimmich as the right back, which will be interesting. And then I guess Tolisso as a DM, which is interesting because I've literally never.
No, I think Vidal is gonna be the DM.
Yeah,
really do.
I mean,
and Thiago to his right, and
Yeah.
Tolisso to his left.
Ancelotti said that Tolisso would be the DM. I thought, but I mean, yeah.
Oh, did he say that? I didn't know. I didn't know he said.
Well, Vidal would definitely make more sense as the DM. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of goals from midfield though. Vidal, Thiago, and Tolisso.
Tolisso, come on, that's 30 to 40, easy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that is, yeah, and I mean, James, of course, it's a great move for him. I always thought that should be, James should really push for that move because, I mean, let's face it, like, he needed a move, and to reunite with Ancelotti, good for him.
Do you guys want to get to questions that we got, because we received a lot of questions this week?
So we're just gonna ignore the Premier League?
What happened?
Fuck it. Let's just do the questions.
We have a lot of Premier League fans. We have to, but nothing happened though, right? We talked about Lukaku last episode.
Man, let me just say this.
Kyle Walker. Let me say this. Kyle Walker is a nothing player.
Ouch.
I don't understand why he's rated so highly. He's just a Bellerin. He's a more athletic version of Bellerin. That's pretty much it.
Man, I got two things to say. First of all, yeah, Kyle Walker is a bum. And just so y'all know, Kyle Walker is also the most expensive defender of all time. And I just want y'all to know, man, there are 10 players. These are the 10 most expensive defenders of all time. Like, just see, Bleacher Report did this shit. So it's Kyle Walker at number 1, bum. John Stones at number 2, bum. David Luiz at number 3, bum. Mustafi, bum.
That's pretty insane. I mean, Rudiger is there. Wasn't Rudiger in the top 10? I mean, it's insane. And I mean, they always say, get with the times. But look, Bonucci literally changed clubs the same day as Kyle Walker.
Yeah, I mean, if it was, because like I don't like talking about shit like that because like it's inflation, right? Shit happens, but how can you buy Kyle Walker for 55 million if Bonucci was?
Oh yeah, my bad. I had some fucking call, but yeah, okay. So
yeah,
where was I? 4th, Mustafi, bum. Rudiger, 5th, bum. 6th, El Capitan, the GOAT, obviously.
Bum, but the biggest.
No, shut up. The GOAT. Number 7, Mangala, bum. Number 8, it still says David Luiz. That was to PSG or back to Chelsea. I think that was back to Chelsea. Bum.
He was sold for more to PSG than to Chelsea, I believe.
And then Otamendi, bum. And then Lindelof, best center back in the world right now. So, like, that's it though. Like 8 bums. 8 bums are the most expensive defenders of all time. Can y'all believe that?
But I mean, that's what we said. But when this PL TV deal happened, I mean, it is kind of a curse in disguise for England. Look, how many center backs there went to English clubs? Rudiger, Lindelof, Mustafi, Otamendi, David Luiz, Kyle.
One of them actually, the second one of them went to PSG. Oh, what an L, man!
Pretty much all of them went to English clubs, and I mean that's the thing. When you have so much money, which PL clubs do, consistently, like you'll find maybe 10 inside the top 20 most expensive clubs in top 20 richest clubs in Europe. When you have that much money, teams know they can, overcharge you for players.
You know what's so crazy?
Yeah.
Juventus accepted 40 million from like arguably their biggest rivals, right? AC Milan. They're probably, Inter are probably their biggest rivals in terms.
Bonucci's not on this list after this deal. Think about that.
But they actually demanded 60 million plus from Premier League teams.
Yep.
So like people talk about the TV deal, about how it's like a positive thing, but it's like especially this summer, it's starting to look like it's not. It might not be a positive thing.
Yeah, because you have zero. Your leverage decreases every summer.
Because look, Barca just got. Think about this. Madrid just got Ceballos and Theo Hernandez, two young players with a lot of potential. They played well at like
so cheap, like on the cheap, like under 10 mil or something.
Under 40 mil for both, right? And then you look at Barca. Even Barca got Semedo for like what 30 million. He's supposed to be another top talent. And then Tottenham, City pay 55 million for a player that's what 26, 27.
Yeah.
And he's like at 26 or 27, he's nothing special. So there's no potential there. He's not gonna get any better, really. I mean,
definitely.
So just I don't know, man. It's like look at the let's look at the Premier League, right? None of the signings that have been made this season have actually been like exciting, like other than maybe Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, what about Ederson? I like that Ederson signing personally.
Fair enough, but when you look at Premier League teams so far, right? We're still in July, but so far, how many did they really improve?
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. I think
did they really improve? Like,
you can say City improved technically. Same thing with United. So,
Tosin, I would argue that Monaco have at least 4 fullbacks better than Kyle Walker. Would you agree?
Agreed. I actually agree on that.
Yo, Kyle Walker is 27. I thought he was actually 25 or something. Like 27. So he's not. He's actually a nothing player at his peak. So like,
but remember when Kyle Walker like won the best young player?
Man, since we actually talking about bums right now, man, another bum. This is so from left field, but man, I saw Wijnaldum flossing all over the gram all summer on that flex. I'm like, bro, I've never seen a bum ass nigga flex so much on the gram, bro. Like,
and now he's gonna get
nah. Like, you can't throw rocks at the throne, man, because the best midfielders like Paul Pogba, Naby Keita, who might even come to your club, like, nah, man, just chill with that. Seriously.
But you guys see what I'm coming from, though. Like, not like if the summer, because look at United, for example. I think Mourinho came out and he said that United are most likely just signing another player, which is probably going to be Perisic, right? So if you look at United's team right now and add Perisic to it, that's a pretty average team.
No. Perisic is not coming. Like, that's actually not. That's not.
Well, Mourinho said you're signing one more player, so that player could be Perisic or it could be.
It's I think it's Matic.
Matic, right? That's even worse. Right? So
no, that's not worse because Martial is better than Perisic.
That's true.
Right now?
Well, no, but is he better than Perisic for Mourinho though? That's the question. You know? But here's the thing. Manchester United finished 6th last season. So far they've lost Zlatan, Marcos Rojo, admittedly got a better center back in Victor Lindelof, but still. Lost Zlatan, lost Shaw, lost Rojo. I mean, is this good enough to compete in the Champions League and the Premier League?
No. I don't like when I look at United, if they go into next season with this squad and then like maybe Matic, they're gonna struggle to get top 4. And they're probably making round of 16 max.
Interesting.
I mean, how can you disagree?
So, do you guys think that Fabinho is definitely not going to United? He'll either go to Atletico or PSG?
It looks like I don't know. It seems Monaco are hesitant to sell him to PSG.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you?
But I don't think they'd have any problems selling him out of France. It just seems like clubs have preseason going on, and it seems they're in the midst of their own thing.
The problem with Atletico is that, well, if they sign him, then is he gonna get loaned out? Is he gonna stay like until like the new year? Like it's complicated, right? It's not easy to sign a player like Fabinho, especially who's kind of in demand, and then tell him, okay, you're gonna have to sit on the sidelines for 6 months.
Well, they could loan him out. I mean, they could even loan him out to. I know it sounds crazy, but they could loan him out to Las Palmas, like they did with Vitola. You know.
Yeah, I mean Las Palmas
Places
challenge
gone.
for top 4,
I know.
and then
That would be pretty sick. Like
Yeah.
get Vitolo and Fabinho and Fabinho both on. I mean, it won't happen, but
That would be sick, man.
that'd be
But
sick.
no, it
That
won't.
would be better than last. That would be better than last. Last.
So what do you guys think? Yeah, let's actually go to questions now. Question segment.
all right. Let me look at that. We got like a shit ton this week, so
Let's just answer 5 to 7, just as quickly as possible.
all right. Let's see how. Well, okay. The first one is from CLZ. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's a Mexican amigo.
What's up?
Yeah, he's a Milan fan.
Yeah.
Big fan of the show. He always comments. So yeah, he's asking, is Bonucci the best player to switch clubs so far? Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Wait, would you say James is more valuable than Bonucci?
Bonucci, but I would say Bernardo and James are the only ones that really compare.
Bernardo, come on. Bernardo's
great.
Bernardo's great. He's great, but he doesn't have as many He doesn't have Bonucci's world-class pedigree yet.
Would you rather have James than Bernardo?
I think so. Yeah, he's more. I think so. Yeah.
To answer your question, I would say yeah. I mean, you know that. I mean, Alves I would also put Dani Alves up there. But yeah, I can't think of any better than that.
Definitely in terms of like just the magnitude of the move, in terms of just the vibe, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, probably the best. Yeah, definitely.
Bigger. I mean, next year, we have one from Madrid Voice, a friend of mine. He's asking, could Milan be title contenders if they get Belotti? Keeping in mind that they got Bonucci, which is a good move for them, and obviously a bad move for Juventus.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is tough. I was talking about this with 3 other Juventini today on my show, and I think that you got to remember this is going to be Gianluigi Buffon's last ever season, most likely. So you got to feel like Juve will be in the back of their minds prioritizing the Champions League to get Gigi his final European Cup in his final season. So I think that do not underestimate the factor of Milan playing just once a week. I mean that's what helped a lot for Leicester in 2016 and Chelsea in 2017. I think that it'll be. I mean, everybody seems to love Napoli. I think that Milan have a better chance of dethroning Juve than Napoli.
I think the problem.
Why? No, Zach, just tell me why. I just need to know why.
So I think that personally, I just don't see enough happening with Napoli right now. They need a goalkeeper. They need a.
They just need a goalkeeper and a center back.
Like a Caudillo type center back that is better than Albiol. They need, for me, they need a better left back because I would personally sell Gulam and try to get someone better. I mean, their midfield.
Think about it though; they've had continuity with this same squad, and they've gotten better progressively every season.
Third last season now.
No, but they were better last season than they were in 15-16 low key. It's just they didn't have Higuain. If they had Higuain, they probably scored. They were more in terms of like their combinations and everything. You could just tell like the team were playing more in Sarri's image year after year. Maybe it did translate in the results. That it happens,
And Roma and Juventus improved, so it was kind of not as easy. But like. I disagree because I trust Sarri more than Montella. I don't like the problem with Milan. If they had it, like if Milan get Conte, for example, then like I'd possibly even put them as favorites. But with Montella, I can never just like I think for Milan, they need to chill and just work on getting top four, right? If you can challenge for the title, then that's great. But just get top four, get to 2018, and hopefully Conte can take over from there, right? Because I have a feeling Conte will take that Milan job next summer.
Okay. Yeah. So next question.
Bonucci is a Milan player. I'm just saying. I'm
It's
just
crazy.
saying. Has that settled in for you? Leonardo Bonucci is an AC Milan player. I don't think we're saying that. That is so huge. This could be just the most I don't know the right word, but just the most influential day in Serie A since Pirlo. It really is that kind of move. It really
Yeah,
is.
next one. This is a good one from Tommy.
Oh yeah.
Whose legacy is at a bigger risk this pretty much upcoming season? Mourinho or Pep? I'd say Pep.
Yeah, it has to be Pep.
Yeah, Pep.
Based on what transpired last season, just
Definitely Pep.
I've never seen a team like that stretched it, man. I've never seen a team make so many individual errors, like from week to week to week. Like it was just mind-boggling. And then you think, well, that didn't happen with other teams Pep has had because they're more, I guess, they're more adept and they're pretty much better tactically and technically. And but yeah, it was just shocking to see that with the Pep team. This was the most this is easily the worst team Pep has ever coached. This was the worst season of Pep's career. So obviously, coming off your worst season, you're gonna have to expect something better this season. Yeah.
I mean, Pep, he spent a lot of money last summer, and in my opinion, he failed because when you spend like that much money, then it's your fault when you buy the wrong players and when you strengthen the wrong positions. So yeah, I think Mourinho has already proven himself with lesser players. Like Mourinho has already proven himself with squads that are not necessarily elite. Pep still has to do that, right? And I think even if City make a few more signings, I think we could agree that their squad is not necessarily elite. Not on the level of like obviously the players Pep had at Barca or Bayern. So yeah, I'd say Pep is under more pressure, but like I think both of them because both have to win. Like when you're spending that much money, you have all the resources in the world. You're supposed to be the two most prestigious, pretty much the best managers in the world in terms of just pure prestige. Then yeah, both of them are under pressure. But I'd say Pep is slightly
more so. It's not. I don't think it's close. Even I'm sorry. Like I think it's Pep because you have the title of world's best manager. Like it's unofficial, obviously, but that's how amongst most football circles, they'll tell you, hey, Pep is the best manager of the world right now. So coming off your worst ever season, you can't replicate that. And I think his reputation is more on the line. And you've seen it so far with all of these acquisitions they've made. Like seriously. So yeah.
Okay. We have another one from Football God. Why don't people consider Zidane a tactical genius? He beat Atletico twice, 3-0.
Come on, man. We've talked so much Zidane.
Good question.
And raped Juventus in the final against two tactical managers. He means like Allegri and Simeone.
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's a good one. Like
it's a valid question.
He went up against the best tacticians in the game.
You guys need to understand, football is a 90-minute game.
Dude, come on.
Look. It's a 90-minute game. So, for example, let's just go back to the Champions League final. The first 20 minutes, Madrid were lacking tactically. Now, it didn't matter because inside those first 20 minutes, Madrid get one opportunity, Ronaldo scores. Like, sometimes it's about the talent. You know what I mean? Like,
Ancelotti.
Same thing with Guardiola. Same thing. This does not apply solely to Zidane. I'm just saying, like, it applies with a lot of managers. Like, this is a 90-minute sport. No one. Zidane isn't poor tactically. He knows the basics, like every fucking top level manager. You know.
But Mourinho, Ancelotti, and Rafa had the same quality, and against other top managers, they got against those same managers. Actually, they got out. Yeah, they got out. They just got outplayed.
How do you mean? Because
example,
Rafa. Okay, give an example where Rafa at Liverpool with.
I'll give you an example for each manager, right? Mourinho against Dortmund in 2013. Ancelotti Ancelotti got dicked by Simeone pretty much every time except, for the Champions League meetings. And against
Ancelotti isn't that. Do people really consider Ancelotti some tactical savant? No, no one really does.
Sometimes.
We see Ancelotti more as a interpersonal manager, like,
No, but come on. You're trying to tell me
like
Ancelotti against Bayern in 2014 wasn't a tactical masterclass?
It was a tactical masterclass, but that's a masterclass capable by a lot of managers. What sets Ancelotti apart isn't that. It's more so it's not something tangible. It's more about his relationships with his players. And that was shown.
Well, Zidane has actually like in every.
No one's saying Zidane's tactically clueless. He's not. He's just not as seasoned as the other top managers.
Yeah,
That's it.
I agree. Yeah, like he doesn't have a philosophy.
No one's saying he's tactically inept, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. I think
you don't understand the sport if you say that. But yeah, that's.
Yeah, I think people don't necessarily give Zidane like credit for, including myself, as much credit as he probably deserves in terms of like tactically, just because he's not a philosopher. He doesn't have a philosophy. When you watch Real Madrid play for a season, especially week in and week out, you don't see an identity that's.
I just don't like it when football fans say a manager is like doesn't know anything. Like with Arsene Wenger, like when Wenger is obviously he's finished, but when people say he knows nothing tactically, like come on, like that's when you're pushing it. When you're saying he has zero knowledge of the game tactically, he has zero nous. Like
yeah,
you know what I mean? But just carry on.
Next, this one is from Andrew. Which players, past or present, would you want to like inherit their resume? So pretty much you're saying which player's resume, past or present, would you want to have as your own? Yeah.
Emmanuel Adebayor. The motherfucking GOAT.
Actually, I agree, man. Like running the Etihad pitch.
Run at the Etihad. He also had like that one world-class season in 08. He's also had you know what makes a man, a man's made by his experiences. He's had his traumatic experiences and shit, at the Togo, at the bus, the explosion that happened. Remember that? I think he was on a bus with Togo at the AFCON. Mm-hmm. And yeah, like that shaped him. Now he's a chief in his village. Like, dude's just a G. Like, it is what it is. And Tottenham, I think he's still getting paid by some clubs because some clubs still owe him a salary. Like, he's like Gilbert Arenas with the Wizards. Like, the Wizards had to pay Arenas for how many years after he was done? Like, like that's the ultimate life, man. He's just chilling and he's getting paid.
How about
me?
Yeah.
If I had to be just any player or
resume, the resume.
If I could have the resume of any player.
Yeah.
I might have Fabio Borini. it's incredible how much with such little ability and consistently being proven as an average player to have played for so many great
Sunderland.
going to Milan right now.
And the Milan, yup.
He wasn't even good enough for Sunderland. That's pretty insane. I gotta respect the hustle.
You gotta respect the hustle. Yup, you got to.
Yeah, for me, it has to be in terms of just pure achievements. I'd probably pick Ramos because he's won everything.
True.
Yeah, that's easy. That's an easy pick in terms of if you're taking the question seriously. If we're taking the question seriously,
We're taking the question seriously. I mean, yeah, that is tough.
Yeah, fuck it. Next question.
Yeah, okay. This is from Andrew again. Which forward would make the best central midfielder?
Wow,
which defensive players would make the best central mid? So yeah, which forwards and defenders would make the best central midfielders?
That's really tough. I think that in terms of defenders, for me, it's Dani Alves. I've always thought he would be an incredible midfielder.
Marcelo.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, Dani Alves is Dani Alves is perfect.
Lom, like if Lom didn't retire, he would definitely be.
Are we?
Well, Lom, that had already happened, with Pep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we including Messi or nah? Because he already kind of is a midfielder.
Wait.
Well, they're saying, if you consider Messi a forward, then yeah, but that's like obvious.
No, but let's think of some obscure names maybe. So forwards, forwards that could be a midfielder.
It was terrible.
Number 10. That's as far as I'd go.
Still a midfielder. Oh, I think he has center mid. Okay, center mid.
I actually, you know what, Ousmane Dembele, even though he's already played in
he's played in an interior. All these forwards, they cannot play in a 2. It has to be a 3, and they'd have to probably be. Di Maria's done it.
Played in a 2. I swear he has.
For defenders, maybe. I mean, Ramos played in midfield before. It wasn't.
He was a clown.
Yeah, but he still played there.
Put some clown performances there.
Who else? I mean, usually for midfielders, you're probably gonna end up with the
defenders. For midfielders, that seems that should be something we should. Christensen, you think Christensen could be a good midfielder? Andreas Christensen.
Yeah, I like that. Louis is a midfielder. He has played in midfield, and I would like to actually see him.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
I think Pepe definitely. Pepe already played in midfield.
Oh yeah, Pepe was incredible in midfield.
Yes. Well,
who else?
Nelson.
We saw it with Nelson Semedo. Really, dog? Come on.
It would be wasting his attacking potential to put him in midfield, honestly.
You just have to think of a player that can bring the ball up.
Even though I've been he kind of disappointed me in midfield for his country, but Alaba.
Oh yeah.
Alaba.
Yeah, I remember against City in the Champions League. I remember a game in the Champions League against City, group stages. Alaba played in midfield, and he absolutely bossed it. That was one game, though. I think it was at the Etihad. I can't remember.
Pretty terrible in midfield, as we saw in
recent
in the Euros. Yeah,
I was gonna say Bonucci, but he's too slow, way too slow, to play.
That's a good point, I guess.
Maybe he can play DM, but still, he's too slow. Yeah. He's not athletic enough.
All right, next one.
One sec. Best Madrid performance of all time. And who do you think are the top 5 clutch players of all time? Ramos is number 1 for me. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Wait.
Best performance of all time. Yeah.
Dude,
I love that.
Oh man, that's a tough question. Honestly, you cannot go wrong with Spain.
Yeah. I was gonna choose the same one.
You cannot go wrong with it. That has to be number 1.
He was.
That's the definition of a one-man midfield performance.
Bro, he was going up against peak Iniesta, argue like
Shit.
Xavi was still pretty much in his
Xavi at the back end of his prime.
yeah, you got
And-
Busquets in his prime, arguably. You got Xavi Alonso,
Alonso, like
you got David Silva, you got
I
these
think
are
that,
World 11 players. You're going up against World 11 players.
what about the you know, it's easy to go with the win, but I think that Modric's performance in the loss to Atletico, you know, in the second leg, that was pretty damn incredible.
oh yeah, at the Calderon.
Oh yeah, the Calderon. That was recent, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, I've seen Modric drop those performances before. Like,
Yeah, that's
Like,
light.
I would say the best one is the one against Spain, but the most impressive one was the one against
13-14, man. People underrate his consistency.
just in terms of impressive, the one against Barca this year because of how just the maturity that he showed playing with Kovacic, and then the way he just turned into more of a destroyer like that. He had double-digit interceptions in the first half at the Camp Nou. Like that was just like after that game, like he just
Zach's gonna tell you Iniesta came on in Boston.
Boy, he
bro.
You always want to fan of him.
Yeah, I mean the one against
Modric versus Atletico 2016 was his best final performance, if you ask me.
Yeah,
I
I agree.
and the top five
Clutch players.
I mean Ramos for me is number one. I agree with that.
I agree. I would
Number one, Maradona.
Bro,
Number
how are you
two-
saying?
No way.
Nah, dude. Let me be.
Dude, Maradona.
Let me speak like a historian. Let me be a historian. Maradona. You gotta put Ramos there. Messi is clutch, dude. Like Messi, Maradona.
So define clutch. Are we talking like clutch in terms of like scoring late goals, or clutch in terms of big game performances? Because that's different. Because if it's
Maradona bottled
Ramos.
I mean,
No, because Messi has so many. Dude, just this past season, Messi was clutch.
yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
did you not see what was happening? Like, he was more clutch than Ramos. So I don't even know why you're bringing
He
up
wasn't more
Ramos.
clutch than Ramos. Calm down,
Dude, he had more games that he was clutching than Ramos. That's facts.
One sec. Are you talking big game performances or like crucial performances, or are you just talking last minute like goals or last minute assists? Because if we're just talking last minute, then it has to be Ramos. Like,
Dude, Maradona.
Okay, what does clutch mean? It means late situations, right? Like how good are you
the
in late
basketball
situations?
definition, right?
Yeah. So
Has to be Ramos then.
hey, it could be Messi. It could be Messi too. Seriously.
No, Messi has never scored in the 90s.
Did you not see what he did at the Bernabeu? Like,
Well, it wasn't the 93rd minute in the Champions League final when you're one goal down.
dude, Messi's goal against Real Madrid in 2011 is bigger than careers. That is clutch. That shit is bigger than.
But it wasn't in the last like you know, like it
It's
wasn't
in the second half. It's the second half, the back half of the second half in the fucking Champions League semifinal.
Well, all player. If we're just talking big game performances, then you're just talking about the best players, right? Because if you're amazing, then you do it in the big games. So if we're talking,
Not necessarily.
how can you be a top? How can you be like a legendary player and not perform in big games? That doesn't make any sense. Like,
Matt Letizia is a legend for Southampton. I don't think he had that many. No, I'm just giving fucking examples. I'm shocked. But yeah,
I'm gonna go with Ramos, Iniesta, Messi.
Iniesta's a good shot.
You have to put Maradona. Yeah.
You have to put Maradona.
Maradona bottled his career as a cocaine. I mean,
dude, see, this is you Barcelona fans. Yeah, y'all be out of pocket with Maradona's name. Like,
wait, you're gonna go with Maradona over Pele? I mean, it's tough.
Nah, I'm not. That's not top three. Messi, Maradona, Pele. Like, Messi is the only certainty is number one for me. Then Maradona, Pele, Maradona. You switch that how you like.
Are you going to consider? Would you consider Gerrard? I mean, maybe top 10, but
consider who?
Steven Gerrard.
Oh yeah, he'd probably be in it. Seriously.
Clutchness, yeah. But one sec, if you're gonna have Gerrard, then why aren't you gonna have Ramos?
No, Ramos is in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. That's cool.
Platini. I mean, it's tough because I don't know enough.
Drogba. You forgot about Drogba.
Oh shoot, Drogba.
Mm,
Shout out Daniel on
low-key Eto'o as well.
Yeah, Eto'o. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know enough about the 50s to make a valid comparison. Like, I'm sure Pele and Di Stefano and, they've all have great shouts. But I would personally go with Ramos, Iniesta, Messi, Maradona, and boy, the fifth one's tough. There's so many great ones. You know what? I would actually, I would say it might be a hipster shout, but I would just go with Franco Baresi.
Bro, I was watching a Baresi versus Brazil World Cup final comp the other day. Like that was one of the best performances I've ever seen in my life. Like
yeah, absolutely. Baggio, marked Baggio out of the game. So,
didn't Baresi retire after that game? The Brazil game, the World Cup final. Baresi against Brazil, 94. Was that his last game?
I'm not even sure.
Like honestly, you have to go if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, go on YouTube and search Marco Baresi versus
against Brazil. Yeah.
World Cup 94, World Cup final 90. Like one of the best performances I've ever like. You know when people say defending is an art, that was like that's just art. Like
honestly, it's just the Italians that make it look like an art. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, most Italians tell you that Baresi is better than Maldini.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Even though Maldini, I think, won more.
Yeah, that's true. He did win more.
Didn't Baresi win the World Cup with his country?
Oh, he lost in the final. He lost to Brazil, right, at the penalty shootout.
Didn't they win it in '82? I thought maybe he was in that team. I don't know. I could be wrong, but yeah.
I'm not sure.
It's tough for sure. So what definitive top 5 Abdul?
Yeah, just same thing that you guys said.
Yeah, same thing I said. Next question.
Yes.
Just 2 more questions or so.
Yeah. All right.
Renato Sanchez is available for loan. Which club should join Benfica, and who should pretty much sign him?
I really don't understand the point of like loaning out.
Leicester should look at him.
Leicester, dude, come on. I like Leicester, but have some respect for Renato, man.
No, dude, man, he came off a really awful season.
That's true.
I have a feeling like I don't know, man. He looks like he's been beat up mentally. Seriously, like simple. Like I don't know, simple things that he had in his game. He doesn't have them anymore.
Ambitious enough to sign him?
Who?
Do you think that Leicester are ambitious enough?
It doesn't have to be Leicester per se. It could even be Newcastle. Newcastle, why not look at them? I don't know, just some club.
I mean, that's pretty crazy. I mean, we're talking about
it's a loan, so
I know, but we're talking Renato leaving. Usually talking Inter Milan, AC Milan, or Manchester United. I mean, you're mentioning kind of some bottom dwellers here. And I don't know if Renato.
Because I don't think they'd have any need for him, especially as a loan.
You don't see United. I mean, Mourinho did want Renato over Herrera.
Yeah.
I mean, over Pogba. What am I saying? Could have Herrera in the holding role and Renato partnering Pogba possibly.
That would be nice, but I don't know. Yeah. Sure. One more.
One more. Okay.
But if Bayern do sell Renato, I would expect them to buy maybe Goretzka.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think they will. I heard that they'll just wait for his contract to run out and get him on a free next season. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
if Chelsea 05 played against AC Milan 05, Which team would have won over 2 legs?
Over 2 legs.
Mm,
Oof, that is tough.
very tough.
Well, AC Milan won the Champions League that year, and
No, they didn't. They lost to Liverpool.
Boy.
Oh shit!
That's actually the peak Milan team. Don't think of 07 Milan.
Yeah, that's why I automatically thought that they
Yeah.
won, right? Because that was peak Milan, not 07.
That was peak Milan. I'd give the edge just to Milan, just a little bit. And they'd win it by a goal on aggregate. Like I just give them
Yeah, and
the
if it was
edge.
a final, it would probably go to penalties.
And honestly, man, shout out to Gaeba. Everyone knows him, man. He's the Chinese plug. Like this dude got so many videos on like just a lot of players. He had this Ricardo Kaká 2004-05 compilation. Dude, I don't think I'm wrong saying that apart from Ronaldinho, Kaká was the best player in the world. And
Yeah,
that
definitely.
year. Seriously, he was a monster. Like that compilation, it's over like 40 minutes long. It was, and I watched every fucking second of it.
Yeah.
It was unreal. Like
Yeah,
from the first game to his Champions League final. Like, and that pass for Crespo, that is one of the greatest assists ever. Like, it's not you got the pass I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When the pass where he split the defense through Carragher.
Yeah.
Between Carragher and Crespo comes in onto it. Yep, unreal assist. Seriously,
Yeah, he was just like he was a 10 that just did like he was just so effective. At the same time, he was so exciting and he was so so dynamic in so many ways.
Yep, so dynamic.
And yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like back in the day, it was so easy to just like name the best player in the world. And like right now, we know the standard is just like Messi, and then after that you've got Ronaldo. But then to name that third player, it's quite hard. Like just to name the third best player in the world, just for the last.
It's honestly, it's not hard for most. Come on, you just say Neymar, man. Seriously.
I mean, look, I would. Well, no, I would.
Even though Neymar does occasionally have the shit performance, once every 3 games.
No, but the thing is, when you're the third best player, like in terms of pure talent, I agree, right? But like you just have to perform as well, right? Like you have to have.
Come on, look, Zidane. People say Zidane's club career was a bit underwhelming, but still, he won how many World Player of the Years? Like 2. So consistency, it's not. I don't know, man. I think it's consistency in some cases is overrated with some players, especially with a player of Neymar's caliber. Like you just, I
thought it was just clear back. Like I think, for example, Ronaldinho was robbed in 06. I think he was the best player in the world. I don't know why Cannavaro won it.
Yeah, that's.
But now when players now that third spot is just like you can't tell me a player has been robbed for not finishing third. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's way more debatable. Back in the day, it was especially back in the day without Messi and Ronaldo, it was just much easier to say who the best performer was that year. Yeah. It's crazy to think that no one has won it since 07 other than Messi and Ronaldo. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's true. It is pretty crazy.
Anyways,
so that's it.
I think we discussed everything.
Yeah, so that's been it for the FT podcast. We'll be sure to come back. We might try y'all want to come back maybe Monday or Tuesday or some shit?
Early next week we'll be back.
I can see it's not happening this weekend, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, and this has been the FT podcast, and just remember to follow us on iTunes, also on Twitter. I don't think you can follow us. You subscribe to us on iTunes. I'm schmacked, man. That's been it for the FT podcast. We'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace.